I'm Debbie Bell-Hosking for Finextra TV at EBAday 2024 in Lisbon. And I'm chatting to Tsvetanka Nankova of Deutsche Bank. We're looking at building the bank of tomorrow and what do banks need to do to stay in the game. Tsvetanka, welcome.
Thank you, Debbie. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's great to see you again after Cybels last year.
Oh, absolutely. And EBAday 2024, look behind us. I mean, the atmosphere is just rising into the studio. It's magnificent.
Yeah, fully agree. A lot of good talk there.
A lot of talk, a lot of conversations.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about transaction banking, a sustained period of change in transaction banking. What would you say are the key trends you're seeing that are driving this transformation?
Yeah. Well, listen, as a salesperson, I always start with the opportunity, huge opportunity there. Payments and trade, they'll continue to grow and present a lot of opportunity for banks and non-bank financial institutions to really benefit from. When it comes to the key trends, from my point of view, it's actually two. One, we're seeing a new wave of technology and digitalization, as well as the way we use data and analytics. So some of the technology that is going to be critical going forward is obviously AI, blockchain settlement, right, cloud technology to ultimately upgrade the back end, but also the way we use data and analytics to deliver tailored solutions to our clients. The second trend that is also important, that is driving the industry forward, are some of the regulatory initiatives as well, right? The central bank digital currencies, Basel III end state, PSD3. In addition to that, we also have just an ever-evolving KYC and sanctions environment. Just recently, the OFAC published new sanctions on Russia that we'll need to think through how we implement.
We've got the technology, we've got the regulation. There is so much going on in this space. So what must banks do to future-proof their models?
Is an excellent question. It's probably something I think about every day on the way home. What am I not doing, right? Is actually the question that I really ask myself. So what is going to be extremely critical from my point of view is just really refocus, think about what our competitive advantages are, and go all in those. Because we're not going to be able to do it all. But what is going to be very important in being successful is ensuring that we operate a bit more like tech companies going forward. We will need to upgrade our backend. We will need to upgrade our core infrastructure to ensure that we are faster in responding to regulatory changes, but also customer needs, such that we can roll out product solutions much more swiftly. We have to be more agile, we have to be more nimble. In addition to that, kind of that upgrade of technology and utilizing AI is also going to drive a reduction in cost, so improved efficiency. I think this is going to be very, very important because this is where the monoline service providers have an edge over us. So really focusing on that is going to be critical. Thinking about Basel III end state, the new RWA calculations that are going to impose higher capital requirements on banks is going to be very important how we utilize our balance sheet going forward. Really thinking about originate to distribute models are some of the things that should be a focus in the GTB space.
I'm just thinking, there's no time for rest, is there?
No time for rest.
Particularly
Absolutely.
when you said you think more about what am I not doing.
Yes.
So now let's look at cash and trade. Deutsche Bank is one of the largest transaction banks in the marketplace.
Yeah.
So what are the key areas of focus when it comes to cash and trade?
Yeah, very, very good question. Well, so listen, I think we have a new market infrastructure with ISO 2002022, right? We now really need to figure out what are the key benefits and kind of try to really reap the benefits. From me, ISO 20022 in isolation is not going to be enough to make the payments industry much more efficient. And what we need to do is think about how we use AI, how we use data and analytics to really take the payments industry to the next level. That's going to be critical for instant payments. But when it comes to AI and some of the use cases that I personally have in mind, well, now with better structured data, we're already seeing a reduction in the hits for sanctions. In addition to that, something that we're also thinking about is specifically in the operation space, in investigations, how can we query our data sets to really figure out what are the frictions, what are the challenges driving a lot of the payments that are not processed STP. And utilizing AI, utilizing data is going to be very, very important. As I mentioned, how we utilize our balance sheet is critical. We're definitely focusing more in the trade finance space on an originate to distribute model. So thinking about how we can package some of the assets and sell them to the secondary market or financial investors, i.e. opening up a bit in that particular space is also going to be of high value to us. I think the digitalization of trade is also extremely important. Something we're working on is the automation of document checking via machine learning, also via AI. I think this is going to deliver significant operational efficiency. Again, coming back to AI, but in the trade space, extracting names of individuals, companies, vessels, to actually run them through the sanctions filters from documents is also a way to actually utilize new technologies and drive the industry forward. So those are some of the key priority for us. But again, I can't lose sight of the clients. We are investing a lot in technology. We're investing a lot in new and innovative product solutions to ensure that we're meeting the needs of our clients and are ultimately retaining those.
It's interesting because when people talk about AI, sometimes they give this blanket version, but it's nice to see you sort of isolating value cases,
yeah,
which is interesting, and still the client is key.
Absolutely. Everything we do has to be driven ultimately by what clients require. And technology is important, AI is important, but again, the human in the loop in the correspondent banking space, specifically in cash and trade, is important. And a lot of the things that we actually do are driven by the expectations of our clients. So what I always say is that I love co-innovating with our clients.
Well, that's a lovely place to end. Tsvetanka, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Debbie. It's been a pleasure again talking to you.